We often get asked up at the museum, how do you get energy from gasoline or oil or natural gas? The answer is really quite straightforward. You need to burn it. What is essentially happening is burning is a primary chemical reaction that causes energy to be released from the stored chemical bonds within the fuel. This is the same as when you burn biomass or burn wood, you are releasing the stored energy in the chemical bonds within the wood as fuel to produce light or heat. You see that when you start a campfire. So what's really happening when you burn something? Whether it's gasoline or some wood in your fireplace. Well, two atoms or molecules will combine with a spark and they release energy, normally as heat or light. Usually one is oxygen in the air around us, and the other is the fuel source, whether that is gasoline or wood or any other type of fuel. We call this reaction combustion. So when something burns, the atoms and the molecules are permanently rearranged. So they change their structure and they change their matter. Something goes from being paper to being burnt ash. So one of the things we need to understand is that this releases heat and permanently rearranges the molecules and the atoms to create new structures. But you can never unburn something. The energy is released and transformed from that chemical stored energy to the actual light or heat. And when you burn something, you can't unburn it. This is the same reaction in burning biomass, such as wood or paper, or when we start our cars and we burn the fuel in an internal combustion engine. We can see that very simply with this. So this is a barbecue lighter. There's a gas canister stored here in the handle. When I pull the trigger, it's a spark, and the gas with the spark reacts with the oxygen in the air to create heat and light, which we see as a flame. So let's give it a try here. There we go. So you can see here, there is a flame, and it is reacting with the environment and the air. When I release the trigger, I've extinguished the fuel source and there's no longer any oxygen for it to react with. So this is how we get energy from these stored chemical bonds in the fossil fuels that we burn or biomass that we burn as heat or to create light.
So what's the difference between burning wood in a campfire or to heat my house and burning gasoline in my car? The reality is the gasoline in my car is hugely energy dense. It is one of the most energy dense substances on Earth. And it provides enough energy when you burn it in that chemical release in a combustion engine to give me power to take this machine and drive off. Gasoline is energy dense, and the oil and fuel provide enough energy to power this big vehicle. And that is why we burn energy. It's easily accessible, it's cheap, and it provides enough energy to power my car. That's why.